Have you ever heard of the concept of mental masturbation or self-improvement masturbation? If you haven't, it's basically the idea that people who are doing self-improvement watch self-improvement videos to make themselves feel like they're being productive, but they aren't actually being productive, right? And in this case, it mainly applies to, watching videos. You're watching videos of like self-improvement, or do these things so you can improve your life and everything, but you're not actually doing them, and you're just wasting time every single day watching those. And as time passes, you're not doing anything, so you're going to look back and it's like, I know all the stuff, but I haven't done it. And that is the concept of self-improvement masturbation. Now, the concept here is usually aimed at watching videos instead of actually doing the work, but I'm going to stretch it further to, you do things in your life, but you're doing the things that aren't really providing you with results. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen those people on Instagram, but ever since Andrew Tate came along, you see these people that have like these Instagrams where they're posing by cars, they're wearing like suit, their shirt is buttoned down halfway, they're smoking cigars, and they've got like some cringe caption on Instagram or whatever it is. Ever since Instagram allows you to like pay for the verified badge, they've probably got that as well. If you've seen those types of people, but you can see that like you're posing, right? Like you're a poser. That's kind of what I want to speak about in this video, right? There are things you do in your life that make you feel like you're progressing, but you aren't actually doing that. And we spoke about like the watching videos, but I'm not really speaking about that right now. I'm speaking about the things like, using the example I just gave you now, like, I'm gonna go and revamp my Instagram, right? I'm gonna spend some money on like a photographer. I'm gonna hire out a suit, and I'm gonna take some pictures in front of the beach to make myself look good. Then I'm gonna post, and it's for my business, right? It's gonna make me look good. It's gonna help me with networking, right? Honestly, right? It's like you're focusing on all those kind of things. You're watching like these tricks on like how to network with high value guys when you're not high value, and all of this, and it's like, you're not doing anything to your life right now. Like your life isn't changing much because of that. And there are many different examples I could give you for these kind of things, but I'm sure you'll notice it as you get along, right? You know what I'm talking about. Like you just do these things that make you feel like you're being productive, but you're not, right? And I will say it right now. Like I think most guys, if you're to ask them, like at our age, especially guys who are watching like self-improvement videos like you are, is that a lot of it usually boils down to one thing. Like if I'm to ask you, well, two things. If I'm to ask you, like, what are the two things right now that if you could improve them, like if you could achieve those goals, they would change your life like drastically, right? Number one would very easily be finances, right? If you could be financially free right now, your life would change drastically, because then obviously you can go do all the other things you want to do. Once you've made the money, you can go and you can revamp your Instagram, you can go and you can go network with high value people if you want to, and all of that, right? But your life changes the most when you sort out your money, and it just gives you so many options. So number one, I think all of us would answer like the number one thing that would probably change our lives is our finances. And two would probably be getting into shape, right? That would probably do the most for like making you look good, right? If you got the money and you got the abs, it's always been the thing that we make fun of. It's like, you want the car and the abs, and that's going to get you the girls, and it doesn't really, but it's the thing that's going to change your life the most, right? So just focus on those things, right? Focus on those things. Focus on the things that, and I think this goes back to what I've been saying before about high ROI activities, return on investment, the things that are going to change your life the most. Stop focusing on all these little things. Like, obviously you still want to go and you get your hair cut, be well groomed and everything, look good and whatever. But there's certain things that you stop wasting your time doing them. They're not changing anything. And I think another example I can give is like, if you're starting a YouTube channel, right? Stop focusing on changing the banner and getting like the perfect profile picture or the perfect name. It's like, bro, go and make videos. Go and make good videos, right? And once you start making good videos, once you start getting the following, you can change your name and get a perfect name. But the thing is, what you'll realize is that when you do start making really good videos, that name that you have, it becomes like a good name. Like think about like PewDiePie's name, for example. Like what the hell does PewDiePie even mean? But he became really good. It became his name, right? Or like Jacksepticeye. I don't know what any of that stuff means. When they were starting, it probably wouldn't have sounded. It would sound like just some random name that someone came up with. It doesn't mean anything, right? But because they become famous, it means something now, right? But if they spend their time trying to come up with the perfect name, but then they don't have like a good, like a catalog of videos to back it up, then it doesn't mean anything, right? But going back to what I'm saying, it's like what you're doing is you're focusing on changing the channel banner, the name, and everything instead of focusing on the videos. What I'm telling you to do right now is focus on making good videos, so that, and then everything else will come. Like everything else, everything, you realize most other things don't even really matter, right? And there's something I've noticed as well. Like, I mean, you might look at, like, I know I bash on like Red Pill bros, but like you might look at someone like Andrew Tate, right, or even like Iman Ghazi or whatever, right? Obviously they've got like the girls around them and everything, but like if you look at them, like what they have is money and status, right? And obviously they've got like they're in shape and everything, but it's mainly money and status, right? That's what makes them like, that's what gives them the life that they've got, right? It's not, oh, they're like really attractive, or they've gone and they've done this, or it's not the shirt they're wearing, or because he like unbuttons his shirt halfway down that, oh, it gives them all the girls and everything. It's the money and the status. You look at athletes, same thing. They're not attractive because they've got this new hairstyle, or they're attractive because they've become really, really successful athletes, and they've got the money and the status, right? Like, think about the things that matter in your life. Stop using like cheap self-improvement tricks and actually do the things that are going to change your life the most. And the reason we do run away from those things is because they're hard. They are really hard. It's really hard to be consistent, and it takes long as well. It's hard to be consistent in the gym for like 2 years, eating food you don't like, or sometimes like not eating as much as you want to because you're hungry, because you're on a cut. Getting in the gym, working hard, not seeing like daily results, you're not seeing it for a long time, or going out there and figuring out how to make money and working long hours, doing that daily. It's hard. It's really hard. But that's the thing that's going to change your life. That's what's actually going to improve your life the most. Focus on those things. Don't worry about the cheap self-improvement tricks. Make sure you subscribe to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood, and until next time, see you boys.